I've dealt with the personal thing where someone may come up and actually express themselves as if they were an angel or a demon. And it's not my place to actually cut them in their spot and tell them whether or not they are, but at the same time I'm sure that they may have connections that may be angelic or demon. A lot of times I would say within this realm, a lot of people cannot clearly define these defined words of angel or demon. Like I said, some people may actually deal with it more on a spiritual or etheric level, while some people actually deal with it more on a physical level. Demons, on the other hand, can be also described as something that could be coming from a purely humanistic, sociological, or psychological aspect, emanating from that human itself, which could affect the vast surroundings that they're involved in. So, yeah.
I know what you're saying on that part, yeah.
It's kind of a vague subject, but at the same time, it's something that I've kind of dealt with, the majority of my life.
And you were talking about, like, you mentioned demons and everything else and stuff like that, and people may have their demons or angels and everything else. But when you say, like, actual demon and everything, have you, Dave from Elfin here said, have you really actually met a demon,
Let's see, that's something I'm going to be opening up about a little bit here. Okay. Normally I try not to speak because I just don't want to be one of those people who actually raise the drama about, demons and angels and stuff like that. I get tired of that kind of talk normally. But now that I'm here for an interview, I have experienced certain times where I have dealt with people who would be considered possessed, yes.
Oh, wow.
And I, as not a formal Catholic or Christian type of priest, have had to deal with these types of things. And sometimes it's more of a waiting process to wait until it's done. And I call it it, because it never necessarily speaks the truth to you when you actually try to speak to it. At the same time, it's not something that I want to communicate with either, but I'm going to have to. Just to get the job done, I guess, to get it out of the vessel that it happens to be attached to.
That was the thing I was going to talk about, the demon possession thing as well, too. I mean, whether if there's, demons are demons and there's angels and angels. I mean, and then again, there's, like, different types of angels, and then there's different types of demons and everything else. When you say demon possessed and everything, I can say, hey, my girlfriend was demon possessed, but you know what I'm saying? But then again, what is your explanation about demon possessed,
Well, we consider a lot of things like demons, for instance, certain ones, to be spirits that could be detached, in a sense, not necessarily from a human body, but just detached from what you would consider the third dimensional type of world that happens to try to make influence upon the third dimensional human world through possession through a vessel. And sometimes it may actually cause damage. Damage that's emotional. That could be an untrusting type of damage that could actually ring through a whole family environment. You know what I mean? There's a whole chain of things that can actually happen. Let's just say once someone actually comes under the possession of a demon. Once this happens, that very person who owns that vessel, which we consider a body, may be looked at sideways and never be trusted for quite a while because they are a person who's considered a weak link, of course, within a human society. On the other hand, on a spiritual level, that person is weak. That person has opened themselves up. Usually it's someone who calls it within themselves, usually at a time of crisis and such. Times of crisis that you could never really help yourself or anything like that. And it just happens to kind of hop in there at an unlucky time,
Right, exactly. I understand what you're saying on that point as well, too. But what about people that really kind of believe in that, and your point, and everything? I mean, whether it's safe you do or don't, that sort of thing, and they use a different type of metaphor or some sort of different type of thing, because I don't believe in ghosts or aliens, but maybe they say they are,
I believe in the possibility of aliens and things like that. I have my own encounters, things like that, but I won't go into that because that's just crazy talk! When we get into it, though, I have my own views and my own experiences. I've spoke with countless others who have had their own experiences. I would say that I have my own demonic side just as you may have yourself at the same time, an expression. But when it comes down to it, the belief of it, That is a big factor. At the same time, though, belief in something is not necessarily going to protect you. Just say someone's coming after you with a knife and all of a sudden decides they want to plunge it into your gut, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because you simply believe it's not going to happen isn't going to make it happen if it's already underway. Mm-hmm. The thing is I would say the angelic and the demonic world, of course, are separate yet equal in some senses, if you get my